Well, God, what do you think of the last days? Well, Brent, pretty interesting. I wish you were doing better, and I wish you'd step up to the plate. I know, Heavenly Father, I'm a procrastinator, and whether I was taking a test or whatever, I remember preparation is important. I remember being taught the will to win is not nearly as important as the will to prepare to win. So I'm hoping I'm still maybe worthy of able to get some forgiveness. And anyway, let's talk. You know, I look at Drudge Report, look at a lot of things, don't see anything about the second coming of your son. Yeah, Brent, the most important thing in the history of this earth, you know, I sent my son down there a couple thousand years ago, fulfilled his mission perfectly, sacrificed his own life. It was hard to watch it. But this time he's coming in glory, and he's going to cleanse the earth, and then he's going to rule for 1,000 years, the King of Kings. And yeah, it's true, Brent. I don't see it in too much of your media. Yeah, God, you know, I look at Drudge Report or CNN Money or Bloomberg or whatever, and nothing about Jesus Christ. And even in the presidential debates, nothing about the second coming at all. Yeah, Brent, it is kind of interesting. So obviously those that are enlightened are not going to base their life on what they're reading in traditional media. Got that right, God. Got that right. Yeah, I've been waiting a long time for this. You know, I've been waiting about 6,000 years, and it's closer than most people think. Of course, you know, I put that hint in the Bible that nobody knows the day or time. But I also commanded everybody to read the signs of the times. You doing that, Brent? Well, God, I try. You know, I read scriptures, and I know that you can give more than the Bible. Yep, I believe the Book of Mormon. I know most Mormons don't read it, and I don't go to church all the time because, frankly, I learn more in these mountains than I do sitting in buildings with people in suits. You know, and I don't care what religion it is. A lot of these guys wearing suits and asking for money doesn't ring true. Well, Brent, my son wasn't wearing a suit, and he wasn't asking for money. Yeah, I've noted that. So God, what's going to happen? Well, Brent, I've provided the inside information. It's pretty obvious to me, and the way you've had your life done, I know it's pretty obvious to you. You were prepared to see what you see. That's why you drop out of the system, because you saw everything at such a young age. And your study of the system and of Babylon just confirmed what you knew deep in your heart, what was written in your heart, what you learned in a former life. I know, God, it's kind of difficult. It's a pretty lonely path, you know, because it's so easily apparent and obvious. At the same time, you know, bottom line, weak, frail, not that righteous. But yeah, I see it. I see your hand and everything. I mean, like the whole Darwin and intelligent design and people believing in evolution, you know, I know it's ludicrous. Yeah, Brian, it's pretty ridiculous, you know, Darwin and these perverts come along and they start teaching that I don't exist and that all this happened by chance. It's so unscientific. It's even funny for me, but kind of tragic that people won't believe in me because they're so stupid, so damn stupid, you know, and they'll listen to these idiots like Bill Mayer and just other complete imbeciles. And notice how Satan pays them a lot of money. Yeah, I've seen that, God. You've got a lot of idiots that make a lot of money. Filthy lucre. So I know that's not where to put your treasure. Yeah, but it is interesting, Brent, to watch this whole thing from up above and see people that like pretend they're scientific, get in the universities and act like, yeah, I know what's going on and I'm a rational scientific thing and I'm an agnostic or an atheist. What about Jesse Ventura, God? What about Jesse Ventura? You want to know the truth? Yeah, I kind of know what you think about him, God, but what do you think about Jesse Ventura? Actually, he's one of my favorite guys. He sees through all the BS, and he's just throwing it all out, and he's probably closer to the truth than 99.9999% of people. And I like the way he ripped Piers Morgan on CNN, and he cuts to the truth. I know, God, it's great, and I see through that too. He knows you don't have to go to some organized religion to get to the truth. Precisely, Brent. And sadly, a lot of people are deceived by that, but that's the way it would go. That's the way it goes. You know, there's snares set up. If people want to believe a lie, they can believe a lie. If they want to go to a building and think that they're Christian, oh yeah, Brent, remember what happened yesterday? I do, God, I do. It touched me deeply. Why don't you tell people about it? Okay, I'll tell them. So, I'm feeling kind of emotional. I'm driving around hearing songs, and I actually start crying driving around. And then I pull into Walmart over there, Riverton, South Jordan, and there's that guy out there. He's like a veteran, a wounded veteran, and he's shaking, and you can tell it's real. And I know that top beggars can make $90,000 a year, but this guy looks so real. So I just pulled up next to him and I watched him. God. And he was shaking there in the cold, and somebody stopped and gave him a bill, and then the cars were cleared, and he quietly, barely, without falling down, because he almost fell over, left his like walker thing, and reached down and picked up the quarters that were dropped on the street and went back to it, shivering, shaking from whatever ailment he had from his thing. And so I went over there, and you saw it. Tears were streaming down my face. And I think I had 20, trying to save $40, another $40 in my wallet, about to go shopping at Walmart, but I pulled out a 20 and walked over and gave it to him. And I wanted him to see it was 20, and he looked at me, and he put his hand on my shoulder, and he said, "God bless you." Well, Brent, I arranged that whole scene. I kind of wanted to see where you're at, and I know you're trying to save money, but I arranged the whole thing, Brent, and I'm glad you did that, and I had him tell you, God bless you. So, don't get too down, Brent. Don't get too down. I'm going to bless you. I'm cognizant of him. I'm cognizant of every single person on earth. I know, Father, I know. Well, Brent, we're getting close to the second coming, and that's of paramount importance. As you know, not that many people feel it's important, but it's massively important. So people need to follow what's in their heart. Of course, they're not going to see it on CNN or the latest, scuttlebutt out of Hollywood, or Hollywood at all. But the second coming of my son is close. It's imminent. I've commanded people to read the signs of the times, told them to read it, and those that truly are seeking light will look forward to my coming. There's beings coming from other planets, from other areas, and they're coming faster than the speed of light. A lot of things are happening behind the scenes that people don't see. And Brent, you don't see them that clearly either, because you need to get way more spiritual, and that is up to you. I know, God, it's up to me. It's sometimes scary because I know so much and I don't even obey what I know. Never give up, Brent. Double up your efforts, triple, quadruple, exponentially double them up. Things are going to happen super fast. And that vet that you saw, the resurrection will restore every single part of his body to its perfection. He won't lose a hair on his head. He'll be able to walk fine, and he'll stop his shaking. I know, God, that's one of my favorite doctrines. I love your doctrines. I love you. I love that you sent your son. I love the scriptures. And I'm trying. I know you're trying, Brent, but this is just about it. The final winding up scene just about here. You need to... I've done a lot to prepare you, Brent. A lot. Don't blow it. I kind of need to count on you. Get with the program now. I'm going to try to take this way more serious, God, because I remember when I almost died in the hospital, and I knew I was a few hours from death. And I kind of didn't know until people around me kind of realized it, and they knew it. And I know you knew it, and I I was just about to die, so I did make that little recording, and to myself, that I would obey you a lot better. And I've already forgotten about that, Heavenly Father, and not kept my commitment to you. So, please strengthen me and help me keep my commitment. The flesh is weak, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Heavenly Father, please help me keep my commitment. And those YouTubers out there, that's why I'm doing this, for the one or two of you out there. I know I'll get flack from this, but I'm doing this for those out there that feel alone. But if you get in touch with the man that made those mountains, he'll get in touch with you immediately, no matter where you're at. If you killed somebody, if you shed innocent blood, then you're screwed. But no matter what your other sin is, it's forgivable, and he's waiting for you there. And his son paid the price and did the ransom, and we can come back to him. Let's get with it. All this stuff came to me in the middle of the night, so I felt inspired to record this, despite all my faults and weaknesses, which are many. Final message, God. Rock on, my children. I love you. Do your best. Start from where you are right this minute. I have big plans for you, and the rewards you won't believe what I want to give you after this life is over. So endure to the end. It's going to get much more intense than you even know. But the scriptures will give you inside information and clues. If you're wise and seek the light, you'll read the scriptures by yourself and let them sink deep into your heart so that you can see the future to the benefit of you, your family, your descendants, and my other children.